Chosen one. Stop for a moment and listen carefully. If you clicked on this video, it is not by accident. Something inside you already knew this message was for you. This Christmas season feels different to you, doesn't it? While others are counting gifts, planning parties, and chasing excitement, you feel oddly distant from it all. Not bitter, not angry, just detached. And you've been wondering why. You smile when you're supposed to smile, you show up when you're expected to show up, but deep down there's a quiet question echoing in your spirit. Why doesn't this feel the same anymore? You're not broken, you're not ungrateful, and you're not losing your faith. What you're experiencing is awareness, a spiritual awakening that often comes quietly, especially during seasons that are loud for everyone else. Christmas, for you, has stopped being about the surface-level joy because your spirit has matured beyond surface-level things. The lights don't impress you the way they used to. The noise doesn't move you the way it once did. And the excitement feels borrowed, like something you're expected to participate in, but no longer fully belong to. You may not have words for it, but your soul does. Your spirit is responding to something deeper than gifts, deeper than tradition, deeper than emotion. It's responding to truth. And truth often feels uncomfortable before it feels peaceful. This is why you feel that strange mixture of calm and confusion. Calm because God is near. Confusion because you can sense a shift, but you don't yet see the full picture. Everyone else can be so carefree. You ask yourself why you feel heavier when this season is supposed to feel light. Why moments that once filled you now feel empty. Why conversations feel shallow. Why you crave silence more than celebration. And maybe you've even tried to force yourself to feel what others feel, thinking something must be wrong with you. But nothing is wrong with you. Something is happening to you. Chosen ones are often awakened during moments when others are distracted. While the world is celebrating, God is speaking. While others are opening boxes, God is opening understanding. And while many are focused outward, He is drawing you inward. This is not punishment, this is preparation. You're sensing a separation, and that's uncomfortable because it makes you feel misunderstood. Family might say you've changed. Friends might think you're distant. Some may even think you're becoming cold or disconnected. But they don't see what God is doing in the unseen places of your heart. They don't feel the weight you feel when you pray. They don't hear the quiet pull you hear when everything else goes silent. And they don't understand why joy, as the world defines it, no longer satisfies you. There's a reason for that. Your spirit is no longer entertained by what once distracted it. You're becoming sensitive to things others overlook, sensitive to timing, sensitive to atmosphere, sensitive to the presence of God. And spiritual sensitivity often feels like loneliness before it feels like clarity. It feels like standing in a crowded room and still feeling alone, not because no one is there, but because no one is seeing what you're seeing. This season is exposing the gap between who you are becoming and the environment you are still standing in. And that gap creates tension, inner tension, the kind that makes you pause in the middle of laughter, the kind that makes you go quiet when others get loud, the kind that makes you question why you're even here. But that tension is not meant to break you. It's meant to wake you. God is not calling you into louder celebration. He's calling you into deeper awareness. He's inviting you to notice what you've been overlooking, to feel what you've been suppressing, to recognize that your hunger has changed. You're no longer satisfied with temporary excitement because you were created for eternal purpose. And purpose always interrupts comfort before it brings peace. This is why your spirit feels restless, not because you lack gratitude, but because you carry responsibility. And responsibility doesn't always feel joyful at first. It feels weighty, it feels serious, it feels isolating, but it also feels purposeful, like something sacred is being entrusted to you, even if you don't yet know what it is. You may have noticed that God has been pulling you into moments of reflection lately, making you look back at the year differently, making you question patterns, making you reassess relationships, making you more aware of what drains you and what aligns you. That's not random. This season is acting like a mirror. And what you're seeing isn't meant to shame you, it's meant to position you. Christmas for you is no longer about what's under the tree. It's about what's being revealed within you. It's about the quiet realization that you can't go back to who you were, that pretending no longer works, that surface joy no longer satisfies, and that God is doing something so personal, so intentional, that it requires your attention more than your excitement. So if you've been feeling out of place, misunderstood, or emotionally distant this season, take a deep breath. You're not missing out. You're being set apart. And while others may see this as just another holiday, heaven sees it as a moment of alignment, a pause, a preparation, a turning point. Because this Christmas isn't about what you receive, it's about what God is assigning to you. Chosen one, now listen deeper, because this is where understanding replaces confusion. The reason this season feels heavy is because Christmas was never meant to be light for those who carry assignment. The world turned it into celebration, noise, and indulgence. But heaven always saw it as a moment of divine execution. When Jesus entered the earth, he did not arrive to applause. He arrived to purpose. And the way he came tells you everything you need to know about how God works with those he sends. There were no crowds waiting for him, no public announcement to the masses, no stage prepared for his arrival. He was born in obscurity, wrapped in humility, placed in a feeding trough instead of a throne. If you're looking for proof that God doesn't begin assignments with comfort, this is it. Heaven chose a silent entrance because the mission required focus, not distraction. And just like that, chosen one, your life has followed a similar pattern. Your calling has been developing in hidden places where applause could not interfere with obedience. Notice who recognized Jesus first. It wasn't kings, priests, or powerful leaders. It was heaven. Angels moved before people did. Angels spoke while the world slept. Shepherds were alerted, not celebrities. The recognition came from above before it ever came from around. That is how divine assignments are validated. God confirms his chosen ones in the spiritual realm long before they are acknowledged in the physical one. If you've ever felt unseen, overlooked, or uncelebrated, it's because your validation is coming from heaven, not from people. Angels didn't arrive with spectacle. They moved with precision. Quiet instructions, timed appearances, directed guidance. Joseph was warned in dreams. Mary was spoken to privately. Nothing about this assignment was loud, yet everything about it was intentional. And the same pattern has been at work in your life. God has been speaking to you in stillness, not noise. In moments of isolation, not crowds. In quiet conviction, not public praise. That's not absence, that's intimacy. Chosen ones are not prepared on platforms. They are prepared in pressure. They are shaped in silence where character can be formed without distraction. If your life has felt hidden, slowed, or restrained, it's because God is developing spiritual maturity in you. Immature calling seeks attention. Mature assignment requires restraint. Jesus did not announce himself. He waited. He grew. He learned obedience before manifestation. And this season is teaching you the same discipline. The reason God doesn't reveal everything at once is because responsibility must come before recognition. If heaven revealed the full weight of your assignment before your spirit was ready, it would crush you. So God reveals in stages, layer by layer, season by season. And Christmas is not the season of indulgence for you. It is the season of alignment, the season where heaven quietly checks your posture, your obedience, your willingness to carry what you don't yet fully understand. While the world celebrates comfort, God is activating responsibility in you. While others are indulging, He is refining. While people are distracted by tradition, heaven is marking obedience. This is why you feel the internal pull to withdraw, to pray more, to reflect deeper, to be still. It's not because joy has left you. It's because clarity is approaching. And clarity always requires stillness. Think about this. Jesus carried the greatest assignment in history, yet he lived 30 years in obscurity before anyone knew who he truly was. No applause, no recognition, just obedience, just preparation, just faithfulness in small, unseen moments. If you've been wondering why your process feels long, it's because God values foundation over speed. Public impact without private depth always collapses. Heaven refuses to rush what must last. This season is reminding you that your life is not about approval. It's about alignment. The world applauds what looks impressive. Heaven celebrates what is obedient. The world rewards performance. Heaven rewards surrender, and chosen ones must learn to value heaven's applause more than people's opinions. That lesson is uncomfortable, but it is necessary. You are being trained to hear God's voice above all others, to move when He says move, even if no one is watching, to obey without explanation, to trust without validation. This is spiritual maturity, and maturity is not glamorous. It's quiet, it's steady, it's disciplined. It's the ability to carry weight without needing attention. Angelic involvement in your life has increased because assignments attract assistance. Angels are assigned where purpose is present. But they don't move for entertainment. They move for execution. They guide, protect, and position those who are willing to walk in obedience. And many of the protections you never noticed, the redirections you didn't understand, and the delays you resented were actually evidence of heaven's involvement. This Christmas is not asking you to feel excited. It's asking you to be available. It's not demanding celebration. It's requiring alignment. God is not looking for loud worship. He's looking for surrendered hearts, for people who understand that being chosen means being entrusted, not entertained. So if your spirit has felt serious this season, that's not heaviness, that's responsibility awakening. If you've felt the urge to withdraw, that's not isolation, that's preparation. If you've felt unseen, that's not rejection. That's concealment. Heaven hides what it plans to use powerfully. And here is the truth that will anchor you. What heaven celebrates is not what the world applauds. Chosen one, this is the moment where everything becomes personal, not emotional, not dramatic, but intentional. This is where heaven leans in and watches how you respond, not to pressure, not to people, but to presence. Because this Christmas is not marking rest for you, it is marking responsibility. God is not asking how loud your celebration is. He is observing how aligned your spirit is. He is paying attention to what you choose when no one is watching and what you prioritize when the noise gets loud. There is an unseen shift happening right now, even if nothing around you looks different. In the spiritual realm, movement does not always announce itself. Sometimes it settles. Sometimes it waits. Sometimes it positions quietly until the moment of release. And right now, something is being positioned around you. Doors are being prepared, assignments are being confirmed, assistance is being aligned. But all of it is contingent on your posture. Stillness matters in this season. Obedience matters. Alignment matters more than excitement ever could. You are being entrusted with something sacred, and sacred things require care. That's why God is calling you inward instead of outward. Why distractions feel heavier, why certain conversations feel draining, why you feel protective over your peace. That instinct is not weakness, it's wisdom being activated. When heaven entrusts responsibility, it also sharpens discernment. You are learning what to entertain and what to release, what to engage and what to step away from. This is consecration, even if it doesn't look spiritual on the surface. Consecration is not always fasting and prayer in visible ways. Sometimes it is silence when you want to explain yourself. Sometimes it is restraint when you want to react. Sometimes it is obedience when you don't yet understand the outcome. This is the kind of alignment God is watching for, not perfection but availability, not performance but willingness, not loud faith but steady surrender. Pay attention to the inner promptings you've been receiving lately, the gentle nudges, the quiet discomfort when something feels off, the repeated thoughts that don't go away. God often speaks in whispers when the assignment is weighty. He is training you to listen closely, not casually, to move intentionally, not impulsively. What you sense in your spirit right now is preparation for direction. But direction comes after alignment, not before it. This is why comparison must be released in this season. Looking at how others celebrate, move, or progress will only distract you from what God is doing specifically with you. Their timeline is not your timeline. Their assignment is not your assignment, and their measure of joy is not your measure of obedience. Pressure to perform spiritually or socially will only blur your focus. Heaven is not asking you to keep up. It is asking you to stay in step. Protect your peace fiercely right now, not aggressively, but intentionally. Peace is the environment where clarity thrives. When peace is compromised, direction becomes distorted. This is why God has been pulling you away from unnecessary noise, not to isolate you, but to prepare you. Because what is coming next requires clarity, not chaos. Requires discernment, not distraction. You don't need to announce your obedience. You don't need to explain your boundaries. You don't need to justify your stillness. Saying yes to God privately is often more powerful than public declarations. Heaven records private obedience. It sees the quiet decisions, the moments you choose alignment over approval. Those moments carry weight in the spiritual realm, even if no one applauds them. After Christmas, clarity will come. Direction will unfold. Not all at once, but enough for the next step. God rarely reveals the full path. but he always reveals the next move to those who are ready to obey. And readiness is not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to move when he speaks. This season is testing willingness more than faith. Faith believes, willingness acts. If you've felt a sense of seriousness settling over you, that's not heaviness, that's awareness. If you felt less interested in surface-level things, that's not loss, that's focus. If you felt a quiet resolve forming inside you, that's not pressure, that's commissioning. Heaven is not rushing you, but it is readying you. This moment is sacred because it is transitional. You are standing between what was and what will be. And in between requires stillness, listening, alignment. This is not the time to force outcomes. It is the time to remain available. God will move when the alignment is complete. So take this season seriously, but not fearfully. You are not being tested to fail. You are being trusted to carry. What God is assigning to you requires maturity, discernment, and obedience, and He would not be calling you if you were not capable of responding. This Christmas, heaven isn't asking you to celebrate louder. It's asking you to stand ready.